Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and oh, that was quite the abrupt camera change. Welcome back to Cities Skylines. Here goes the big, creepy, chirpy balloon. I've played a little bit since the last stream, but not a lot. I redid the airport. I didn't like it. It was at a weird angle, and it was difficult to expand and to get the cargo area in, so instead I just squared it up with the road. Moved our terminal down here, square with this intersection, even though it's not quite like perfect. I don't care. And it gave me a lot more room for a lot more stands, as well as a very robust cargo area that they're actually using quite a bit. Normally when I build the train station, they just use the train station and ignore the planes. In this case, they're actually using the planes. It's kind of nice. And the airport, very healthy. 302. 303 active flights. 302 active flights. But it's doing very, very well. Ron, yes! Your freedom resumes tomorrow. You will be your own man, and you're immediately going to go eat food that's bad for you. Which I totally respect. What's going on, man? I know you got to be excited to be going home. But anyways, yeah, so the city has grown a bit. We have our second campus area. It's struggling to get back up to 5 stars. I'm not too terribly worried about it, though. Mainly because it's still making money even at 4, at the acclaimed level. So it's not that big of a deal. The city does periodically go deep into the red and then pops back out, and yeah, we stay in the red a lot, but we've got 72 million in the bank, and they're slowly but surely, the bank account's still rising, so it's balancing out in the end. But this section's new, and this section's new, and then I redid over here to give them a highway interchange, because this one was just, even still, there's a lot of trucks coming down this collector. A lot of trucks coming in this collector, but this did help quite a bit to put this highway interchange in. Right now it's signalized, meaning it has traffic signals also. Yay, things are on fire. That's awesome. When is something not on fire in Cities Skylines? I love it. I absolutely love it. They're doing their job. However, I'd rather you put that out first, because that is going to go boom in a second now. You gonna put that out? No, you're just gonna put the trees out. Tell me you're going here for water and not. Okay, good. I was about to say, if they're going like all the way back over to the little lake by the airport, we're doomed. There we go. Now they're putting that out. Is that one chopper enough? Hello, Finnick Potato. What is up? It's not burning as brightly, but it is still burning. I think that's going to collapse from fire before they get it put out. What were you... Dude, put this out. This, the thing that costs us money. The trees will regrow. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Come on, is that going to be enough? Oh. They saved it. Look at that. It's very well charred. Do people care that it was just on fire? No. They're like, I have to jump on the trampoline park. It smells of ash and ruin, but I must jump in the trampoline park. Also, are they themselves charred? Everyone here is wearing weird black bodysuits from head to toe. Like, her hat's black, her hair's black. I think they too are charred. Because look, more and more colors starting to fade back in. Like, if we speed up time, we'll see it even quicker. Yeah, the people are charred. They must have been waiting, like, right here at the edge to go in. Anyway, I used 81 tiles. I got sick of waiting on population to get tiles. Plus, we would have never gotten over here with 9 tiles anyways. So the whole map's now unlocked. And today we are going to be focusing on this area for an ore operation. And then somewhere over here for oil. We have quite a bit of both. If we take a look here, we've got a lot of ore right here on this hilltop, and then oil for days. What I might do is do ore here, and then do a small little town kind of in between some of these hills, or we're not even flattened some of it, graded off, and then do oil over here. Because we are going to need a bit of a population to support all this, but you can see our terrain is rather lumpy bumpy. Up here's not going to be such a big deal to level off. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty significant difference between those two, but I could just level a pad up here for the mining operation and then level a second pad for the processing. And it won't be too big of a deal. What is a big deal, however, is the railroad. It is going to obviously be in our way, and we don't want that. Michael Hun has subscribed. Where's my overlay? I just realized my overlay is not on.
Hello, Brandon. Hey, chat.
There it goes. That's what overpasses are for. Thank you so much, Michael, for 21 months in a row. We're coming up on 2 years. So yeah, like Hobo said, I could either do an overpass with the road, or I could elevate the train. I think realistically, I mean, obviously, Cities Skylines is a game, so, you know, we don't have realism. I know I don't want an at-grade crossing because this is going to be heavy industries here and here with a town here. So we don't want an at-grade crossing because we do get quite a few trains that come through here. So either the railroad has to be elevated, which is fine. I could do that fairly easily, but it's curved. So I would have to destroy a lot of it and straighten it up and then bring it here. Which typically railroad companies are going to be like, no, we're not going to let you, because they usually own, or at least lease the land that the tracks are on. And a lot of times they actually straight up own it, as well as a pretty good easement to either side. Was that there are new trains with the one creator map, or the one creator pack. There's the bullet train. There are what looks a lot like Amtrak's. They're made by that one guy that does pretty realistic trains. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but his commuter train. And let's see if there's any other variations. There's like 4 different variations. I don't know that I can... So yeah, there's an airport express train, a bullet train or commuter train, and a high-speed train now, in addition to the one. Yeah, Biskugelhausen. Yes. Yes, these are his trains. He had a content creator pack with Paradox. He's also the guy who made... I'm trying to find it. I believe he made the extra ambulances and fire trucks and all of that. And they're all based off of real-world counterparts. As you can see, this is like a saloon or an estate car, a station wagon. And the other ones are really large, like U.S. ambulance. I'm trying to find... I know there's a place... There we go. So there's also a little tiny fire engine and a large hook and ladder fire engine that you can choose now. And then mobile command center and police supercar. I've never used the police supercar. It just feels a tad unrealistic. His new City Link trains feature reversible. So it swaps the engines. You can... Using a mod that I currently have disabled because it's broken, you can tell it to have an engine on both ends, and that looks kind of silly to have an engine on both ends, so just let it run in reverse. It is what it is. Anyway, what it is paused because I want to look at trains. So let's think about what we want where. And I really do think that the easiest solution here is going to be a bridge up and over. Like we could have part of the town actually up here by the highway. Kind of a desolate place to live, to be honest, but it's a sub-map the game flips on. The cargo trains can do that. Not that we have a whole lot of cargo trains coming out of here, but yeah. So they can spawn, because it's a fairly what's the word I'm looking for? It's the same on the front and back. That engine can work either way. So the cargo trains will do that. So he probably is taking advantage of that feature. Anyways, or industry, road. We need roads. Where we're going, we definitely need roads. Dual cab? I don't know, I was trying to think of the word that means it's this, like, not necessarily applicable to just trains, but just in general, that something's exactly the same on the front as it is the back. Like mirrored, but not mirrored. I don't know what the word is. The presence of rail hubs. Well, we've got a few. We have a few. I have one cargo station here. We've got the main cargo station here. There is a passenger train station at the airport. It's not really doing a whole lot. I think it will once we have a town out over there. They will, Michael, thank you. Thank you for the bits, my friend. Man, that makes me miss Gina. I haven't talked to Gina in a long time, and I miss her. But this is a train station attached to the airport, and then I have another train station over here. And it's actually, well, it was seeing a lot of use. It was seeing like 400 and 500 riders. Yeah, especially in this game for long distances. Like, this is going to be good to move people from here, from this town to this town. And then same if these guys need to go to the airport, their option would be to get on the highway, drive through all that, and then drive down there, and then have to find a place to park. Or they'll just be able to jump on a train. There will be a train down here. Actually, that's probably what this side will be good for, is to put a train station in and just make a little spur that just kind of dead ends at this train station and then hooks back in and zooms back off that way. So I don't really see me doing much more out this way because it's just such desolate land other than these two industries in a small town. We have annexed some of the it's not desert, maybe it is desert, for some city services, some solar, and some sewage treatment. Because why not just dump the sewage in the desert? It's not like the cactuses care. That's a horrible thing to say. Anyways, enough talking. Let's build. So we want this. We probably ought to grade this some so that we've got a nice level area here. What are we looking at? Let's grade it to what the rail height currently is. That way we don't get some weird, ugly stuff happening by the rails. So we're going to come in here with our level terrain. We are going to pick that spot and just kind of level this out and make ourselves a nice little pad to start with. I'm going to get too close to the tracks on that side simply because it will cause some ugliness. Don't worry about this right here. Fix that. And then let's go ahead and have like some of the city. Well, it's a town. It's not going to be a city. It's not going to be very big. I have some of it over here. And this bit of greenery will probably turn into a park. Gonna go pretty far here. There's already a slope by those tracks, so I'm okay with extending it, but we're getting rather high up in the air here. Or no, we're dipping down. My bad. I thought we were going up. Just keeping a good distance from the train tracks and the highway, which it looks like we kind of come back to that level again. Okay, cool. So that gives us a level pad to start with. And then for this guy, obviously we don't want the road just having a big dip all of a sudden. I am going to probably regret what I just did, but I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to come with the grading tool, and you select your highest point, and then you go to your lowest point and just left click, and it creates a nice sloped pad. Granted, we will be raising this up into a bridge, but at least it'll be coming down initially at a decent slope. So hopefully I don't regret what I just did, because it could be difficult to reattach this. Nope, there is a node there. Perfect. So we'll go to about, let's see, we're going to go about 12 back, so about here, and then we'll start a bridge up. It's only 10 back. Let's do this right. So this is 10, and then it gets 1 to 2 more. That's right at the bridge. So let's go here. Yeah, and then we want to bring this up. I'll tell the mod not to put it on the ground, and you got to have a pretty good clearance for the train. Let's see if I like that or not. I think it needs to be a little higher yet. As you can see, you know, every train in Cities Skylines is electric, though there are mods that let you do away with electric trains and have regular locomotives. Yeah, that definitely needs to come up. But yeah, I missed Gina. Somebody was asking me just this week. They're like, I messaged her and she never responded. Is she okay? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't talked to her in forever, man. I do miss Gina, though. Alright, cool. So that is that built on that side. And now what I want to do is slope it from here to here to get the just a gentle grade from here to the top of the bridge. You select your 2 endpoints. Hit enter, and now you can see they did some you love the sound of a diesel locomotive. Oh, they're so loud. You see it automatically added in some more grading, and now it's pretty much flat, which is kind of nice. And then over here we will just bring this down, but I want to do the same thing. I want to give myself a nice level pad to land at. Yeah, I don't bug her. I figured if she has free time, she'll drop by and say hello. I'm sure Joe keeps her really busy. There's water over here, so I want to be careful not to disturb the water. I'm just going to make another really big pad for a town here. Not actually moving that much soil, to be honest. We will over here. It'll start to climb. I just want about, I don't know, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000 people in this little town that's going to support these 2 industries. I mean, Systematic is a small studio, so I'm sure most people there wear probably a lot of hats. Why is this not level? Did we not level that? Pretty sure we leveled this. I know I did. Alright. So now we've got some ugliness happening. So we come in with our soften terrain tool. I'm going to bring this up, and we're just going to follow the ridge and just make that a little more gradual. A little less apparent that I came through with a big massive tool and did a bunch of earthworks. So that's that side. Where am I safe to go here? Honestly, I'm okay with this for now. And then, whoop, not the money screen. We need this, level this, or smooth this. Go ahead and smooth all of this out as well. Lovely, lovely stuff. We are going to have to regrade this in a minute, but for now, I just want to come along the tracks and make not such an ugly scar where the tracks go through. And then same by the highway. Just smooth all that out, make it look a little better. And then when I did some grading over here on the tracks earlier, it left a bit of a scar, so we're going to get rid of that. This was very tricky, by the way, to get these through here. There's a bit of an unrealistic rise and then dip. It's just the way the terrain forced it to go, and I'm not entirely happy with it. As it was really tight getting this rail line through here. To meet up here, this is way too sharp, but it was the best I could do, and we had to have rail over here by this inch. Oh, look! The highway's on fire. That's a big fire! Holy crap! Look how bright that's burning. Okay, let's make it nighttime. Hello? Right click on the area zoom button. Make it nighttime. Yeah, I don't think that works. I think I'm gonna have to do this. Ambient time of day. Oh, I've got day-night cycle turned off, so I can't change the time. Yeah, that's quite the fire. I've got all these decorative trees, though some are dying from pollution, alongside the highway and dividing the highway. So I'm slowly developing a backstory for this town as well. Alright, back to what I was doing. I get distracted. Can you tell? And I'm going to come out 12 and bring that down to the ground. Not like that though. And 0 meters. So it's a bit of an odd looking bridge. It's flat and then it dips down, but meh, whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and extend this out right about to the edge of where we leveled things off. And I just got to be mindful of this bit of water here. Where's that even? Oh, it's tributary. So that gets us our access there. I want to figure out a way to bring in a road here. And I'm almost thinking that this can just be our main collector. We may run another one off down here. But for up here, this is all going to be low density. I don't think it's going to need much in the way of a road network. So I'm going to bring this... Actually, wait. Before I do that, I want to upgrade this so that it's... excuse me, the best chance to look decent. So we're going to go from here and just grade up just enough room for a 2-lane road to come off. I'm making it extra wide because I want it to curve as it comes down to make room for a railroad. There we go. That should be a nice... Yeah, it's a nice ramp down. I just want to have room for a train station back here. Actually, there probably will be, even if I go straight. Let's find out. So we want to go right off of here down to here. And we'll just continue that out straight. And we'll see what we can work with on this. I want my my train station to be towards the end. We could use the generic one, but I really like these in the content creator pack. That's a ground station, but it's a bypass station. And we don't really need anything that fancy. We're not going to be sending the rail on down. But I guess this would allow me to have commuter trains come from both directions as well. Not commuter trains, but tourist trains. But there's going to be nothing touristy over here, so it's kind of a wasted. There's this that's a multi-platform ground station. But I don't know that I'm going to need that many connections to this. I've already used this one, but it's at a nice angle that kind of mirrors what we have. So I think I'm going to go with this guy. Right there. And then let's give it some water so that, you know, people visiting the train station can flush the toilets. Ooh, that's a bit not so good with the train. So let's move it. Not with the move it mod though. I don't know why I grabbed the move it mod. Let's put it more there. That works. And then we just need to connect it. Commit the trains. Get our curve tool. Actually, let's just go straight out for as long as we can. To there. And then like it to curve and go alongside. And then make the connection. Just so it's not a super sharp turn down there. It's still pretty sharp, but it'll work. And then I'm going to go ahead and establish my train routes now before I forget. So we don't want to come over here. And we've already got a stop on this side. So if I hold down shift, I can select the other side thanks to a mod that I have. It's going to go there. And then it's going to come back. And that's just going to be a nice little shuttle. And then here we're going to create a new line and send it way over here to the airport. I don't know that I can choose sides in the airport. I don't believe that I can. No, I'm stuck with that one. So there'll be two lines coming out of here. Like that. Cool. And then I just want to go in and name them. I don't know what to call this area. It needs a name. They also need some color. And I'm going to make it really ugly brown. Because this is dirty industry over here. This is... What was this? Maple to airport. That was that line. Maple airport. Train line 2 is going to be, for now we're just going to call it heavy industry to Maple. And that was line 2. I like to put the numbers in front just so I can still like look at them in the order they were created. And this is going to be heavy industry airport. We'll come up with a better name other than heavy industry. Nobody's going to be riding these anytime soon because there's nothing out here. Like, nothing. Where it's going to be a struggle is getting trains to service the ore and the oil. Because there's going to be a lot of grading involved and weird things happening. Plus, I'm going to make sure the trains can go out both directions. But I've got plenty of real estate to work with, so shouldn't be too bad. So I don't want this town built right against our collector here, but I do want to build just a basic grid. Why? What do you mean I can't build there? Why not? Why not? That's an intersection. You know what? I can do. I'm gonna go like that. Like that, like that, and then this did connect, yeah? Yep, sure did. Cool. Ooh, we're already starting to go uphill there, and I don't want to do that, so we will just go this way instead. Come on, line. There you go. Nope, that went too far. Right. Right. Come on. Come on. Alright, we're going to have to turn off road guidelines for a minute. Because they're throwing us off. Because there's lots of guidelines that it's trying to snap to. There we go. turn right here and start following the railroad. Oh, now I need railroad guidelines. So we'll go that fit. Yep. I'd like this to be curved though, so let's go 400 this way. Because I want a nice curve here. There we go. Then we will go up. How much were we going up? 600? 600. Come back in with our curved road tool. Make a nice little curve. Beautiful. Look at it. It's amazing. We're just going to have... Ooh, a train traffic jam. Oh, that's not good. That's very bad. And how far up was that? 400? Let's turn off road guidelines. Go 400. By the way, how's everybody doing tonight? I forgot to ask at the beginning of the stream. Sorry. I had kind of a hectic evening. I was planning on just having dinner and then starting the stream, and then a family thing came up. I need to press that. I don't really want to put another one there. I would like to not be in Bulldozer mode. Thank you. Do like 1 or 2 more here. Just a very ugly, gridded industrial town. Like, this just exists to support industry. Tired as hell, but you'll make it. That's probably getting close enough. Alright, so that's that side. We can maybe come under here, possibly. Looks like it's going to hit that pillar, but we can work on that. I understand, tired as hell. I am there a lot myself. But I don't want to build on this road, but we can build right behind it. So this is going to be kind of a little city services area. I'd like to make a little park out of this, since it's green, but oh well. Maybe we'll just put a park there. I also want to make a district over here. Because I want to turn off a few things. I actually want to bring land value down so we don't get a lot of really expensive high-end housing out here. And there's a way to do that. Yeah, we've kind of got a bit of a train traffic jam. They should eventually spread out. But having... I thought I had the 2 lines going to opposite sides on this. Drag it. Stop to move it. There we go. I shouldn't have made them the same color because it's hard to tell which is which. That solved it. I need to download. I don't know. I don't think it would connect properly. But like a single rail so that I could keep them split longer. So 2 trains can sit there backed up. I think it'll be okay now that they're going to opposite sides. And if it turns out to be a problem, we'll probably have to reduce the number of trains that are there anyway. So we can always just drop the number of trains that are coming out here. So I want some a post office. Like, this is an asset that just looks good on the corner. It just works. With a post office, we want a little healthcare facility. Just a little medical clinic. And to go hand in hand with that, we want a crematorium. I am going to give these guys a cemetery. Maybe. Well, maybe not. So why will it fit there but not here? And it will fit there. Weird. So we need a fire department. We're going to give them, excuse me, an old-timey looking firehouse. And same with the police station. Just some very European looking buildings, but whatever. Old-timey. And then since we have this gap right here, we're going to take advantage of it. And we're going to plop down a path like that. And there's going to be a park back here. Small park, though. Very small park. Ooh. Okay, there's not going to be a park back there. It's going to be right here. That is going to lead us to... I mean, every community deserves a park, right? I believe so. That's just going to lead us to a nice, lovely little park right there. And then we need some schools. This is all going to be commercial in through here. At least on the frontage part of it. So we need a school. Again, going to go for a nice country school. And then they need a little playground. Even though these schools usually have a playground built in somewhere. Yeah, I like putting the playground right next to it. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring water in. Actually, maybe I don't want to do that because I'm trying to keep land value low out here. Maybe we don't do the parks. And then we need a high school. Oh, I was really hoping that would fit right there, and it doesn't. It fit down here at the end. And we're not going to go much farther than this. So the high school right there by the noise of the highway, it kind of looks more like a prison than a high school. So, you know, why not put it right by the highway? Let's give these guys some water. It really does look like a prison. So we will use road guidelines there. And there. And then we'll come up here. We'll come up like this to here, up, and over to where it stops being straight. We will turn off all of our guidelines and freeform the rest of the water pipes under the roads where they belong. Except right there, it didn't make a nice connection. So we will run from there. And run this up to there and connect that up. There we go. Now everybody has water. And we can start zoning out here. But before I do it, I still need the district. So let's just follow our highway. And that'll give me a nice, easy thing to snap onto for the most part. Bring that down into here, down and around, back up, and around and around and around and around. Basically, I'm going to turn off the things that raise land value. Which, for our policies, is going to be Parks and Recreation, because that moderately increases land value. We're also going to turn off Education Boost. We're not going to worry about these people going to work. Recreational use doesn't do anything. Harsh prison sentences is fine. Recycle plastics, fine. I'm going to turn off for-profit education. And then we come over here. And if I turn off high-tech housing, you can see that one of its increases is it slightly increases the land value of the vehicle, or the vehicles, the housing, the land the housing's on. I guess I can leave encourage biking on. I'm going to get rid of filtering industrial waste. And there, that should help keep land values pretty low. Like if we look at what it is right now, we've got a small pocket right here for some reason that has the parks helping, and I think the city services are helping. But over here by the high school, it's really low, and into here, it's pretty just medium. Hopefully it'll stay like that. I don't want super expensive houses. Other thing I do want, though, is in policies, in city planning, I want a high-rise ban. So I'm thinking, like, in through here, like apartment blocks. And then as we come out across this side, do single-family homes. Posture check. I have such a bad habit of leaning. It's because my monitor's way, like, ooh, it's far away. But I can sit up straight. I can do it. Because I've moved my microphone and can actually see my screen now. Hopefully that means you guys can still hear me. It looks like according to the meter you can. So, we're not going to do any offices over here. We're going to do just commercial and residential. And I want a good chunk of commercial there, and I think I want this whole square to be commercial here. And then I want all this to be commercial right up against the railroad tracks. And then a bit more right here. And then here, I want apartments. It's actually fine. Believe it or not. Apartments there, and then here I want to be very mindful of where I'm zoning. Actually, we're not going to zone that at all because there's a bit of a weird thing going on with the train. Let's do just a bit more commercial there to shield from the noise of train station. And then let's go ahead and continue our commercial up into here. And there, and there. Residential. And this is just going to be really densely packed. We could probably do with another full node of commercial out here. And then just residential. And we're even going to have some houses right along the train tracks. And then we're going to stop this. I want it right against the highway. So we're going to stop it like there. And that will be the start of our town that will help support our industries. We're still getting a lot of train backups here. I may need to put in a bypass track. Let's speed up time. What I want to do is keep an eye on my land value as this starts building. I want to make sure the land value doesn't increase too much. And if it does, we're going to have to find some way to bring it down by putting some undesirable things nearby. Which I don't really want to do. I don't want to make people sick. And it's usually just polluting things that are undesirable that causes the land value to go down. Well, that and like prisons. They don't want to live next to a prison. But what I've done is decimate all my demand right now. So far, the land value is holding pretty solid. They're also not building super fast. Mainly because there's nothing out here. So this isn't a very desirable place to live because there's not a whole lot of jobs nearby. The only jobs nearby are in this bit of commercial. Even the commercial's slow to develop. Oh, we missed some water pipes. We will solve that right now. Okay, just run that right there. So this, yeah, this should start, I'm about to say, this should start seeing some ridership right away. Because they're going to want to go into town for education, for stuff like that. Not everybody, though, will go. In fact, let's... I could do the schools out so that the citizens will prefer working, and only a small portion of them will go to study at the university. That will also keep land values down. Because we won't get educated Sims. CIMS, not SIMS. And without educated Sims, they can't upgrade their houses to more higher level and more expensive homes. I could just go download like a bunch of assets that look like, you know, lower end housing, but I think it's doing okay. I mean, these aren't the most exciting buildings it's building. I mean, I guess that one's kind of nice, but Fieldtastic, what is going on, my dude? All right, cool. While that starts to grow, I want to... We are going to do just temporary industry here. long enough, or enough that I can get it up to 5 stars. Thank you for the resub, my dude. Prime Gaming. 7 months. We got that 7-month itch. I'm just going to kind of follow this ore. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too picky about what goes where. I'm not going to grade anything right now. This is just going to be ugly and functional. And this is just so that I can get it all the way to 5 stars and have everything unlocked, and then build what I actually want to build out here for an ore industry. Nose itches. So we need to come in here for ore. Plop down the main headquarters. Done. We have a city at 52k population. Dude, you've become a pro. Just gonna throw down a ton of the not processors, extractors. We need to get this connected via a road, and again, I'm not at all picky about said road right now, so I'm just gonna throw it in. The only issue you had are death care. Well, you should have crematoriums available, so you should be fine. Just make sure you got good coverage. Death care can, though, if you've got a lot of dead people, that could also be a sign of poor health care in the town. So you might want to investigate your healthcare coverage as well. Make sure you're not polluting your groundwater. All those good things. It's an easy thing to do to pollute your groundwater. There we go. That gets everybody some water. We're going to throw in some storages back here. You know what I mean? These are huge. 91%? That's good. I don't know what mine's at. 91%. Here we go. Yeah, and I don't have... But I've got massive death care coverage. Speaking of, our cemetery has finished emptying. It's the only cemetery in town. We have crematoriums everywhere else. Dude, check out my airport. That's currently on fire. This beastie is bringing in 321 flights, 318 flights, whatever. It's bringing in a ton of flights. Grand River's a good map. Grand River's a very good map. This is about 66,000 people over here. I don't know how many people live over here. 1,300. Alright, so we want some, in addition to that, we want to turn on all these to speed things up. It'll cost us money, but whatever. And then we want to get our processing buildings. Actually, let's put them up here. And they'll make a right-hand turn out of there. Let's do 5 of those. Blue Rapids. Good name. I've renamed this one to Greenville. I'm actually, in my mind, I have kind of a story going for this town. So, my idea is that it all began with a farmer who got priced out of the larger towns and cities that are to either direction on the highway. The land was... The taxes on the land were just too expensive. And he went in search of some fertile land out in the middle of nowhere that had access to a highway. And he started a new farm. And that was, God, what's his name? Dean Green. Yeah, because Dean Hills, this is his over here. Dean Green. And his wife, Elizabeth. Or was it Victoria? Victoria. Yeah, Victoria. Dean and Victoria Green. So they came out here to start a new farm. And the Green family was really good friends with where is it? Roger and Elizabeth Maple, who just happened to be wanting to get into the forestry industry. And so the Green family knew that they had some pretty heavily forested land that they had bought. Because they bought up just a ton of land. It was dirt cheap because it's the middle of nowhere. Nothing was out here. And they sold a bit of land off to their friends, the Maples. And over time, their industries began to grow. They had good access to rail. They had good access to the highway. And they became some regional businesses where lots of things catch on fire very, very quickly. That was disturbing how fast that spread. I mean, that was like, I looked at it, this little corner was on fire. By the time we get over to this whole thing, this is the second time tonight in like half an hour that's been on fire. So, as their industries began to grow, a small town kind of emerged between the two. Just a small, sleepy town. And they needed a bit more in the way of transportation. They already owned a lot of good flat land between the two of them, so they got some grants. They put in just a very small regional airport so that they could bring new employees in, so that they could fly families in to move here. And that led to the establishment across the highway of Greenville proper, which started off as just some basic suburbs and some basic industry, some light commercial, nothing too fancy. But over time, a lot of people who wanted to escape big city living and the high taxes, they heard about this little town called Greenville where everything was cheap, where they could move and have the home of their dreams. And for a while, they were even, with spacious backyards and without a lot of high-rises like they had left behind in the city. But of course, as the way it goes, more and more people moved here, the city continued to grow. The airport expanded several times, including a major cargo distribution network for all of the local carriers, UPS, FedEx, Amazon, all those guys. Because they are, again, situated equally between big cities that way and that way. So they're right there smack dab in the middle. So a very good place for a distribution hub. And the town has just begun, grown and grown and grown. As the town grew, they realized that they really needed to move some of the more noxious uses off into some cheaper land out across the river. So they moved their sewage treatment and some power generation out here. But while they were just doing surveying, they discovered ore and oil are very, very rich in these areas. And off of the oil industry mainly, they are going to fund a massive expansion of the city to include a huge tourist destination that takes advantage of the lake that is fed by the main river that flows through all of this land. Somewhere in there, I'm going to include a story about how their friendship became a rivalry. That's why, this was named Green Trade School. I don't know how it changed. Whoa, come back. I probably forgot to hit enter. Green Trade School. So we've got the Green Trade School. We've got the Maple Institute with a burned down fountain. It's ironic that a fountain can burn down. They're slowly snatching up available land from each other. Just different land as it becomes available for sale, or as one of them has to sell off something to fund something that they're doing. They're getting this into a competition. Greed has taken over the better part of both families. They've named things after themselves. They've even named, the Maple family even named the roundabout after their son named Steven, because he just seems to spin his wheels and never go anywhere. I have a full backstory for this that's slowly coming together. And I dig it. So that's starting to grow. We've got decent worker numbers out here for as remote as it is. I'm truly, truly surprised. Basically, we're going to get it to 5 stars. and then build it up proper. We're going to do the same thing with oil, which I'm pretty sure we're going to do oil over here. I mean, we have oil on both sides, but it's going to be a whole lot harder to get a road out here, and I've already got some connections over here that we can build off of, including the major collector right here. So it kind of makes sense to do my oil industry out here. The only challenge is going to be getting rail into here. I'm going to have to build a bridge to bring rail in. But that's once it gets to 5 stars that we have to worry about that. And the reason I want rail is the game is smart enough to ship things for export, sometimes by train. Like if they're going over here, that'll be their quickest thing. But if they're going to a city way over here, instead of shipping it by just exclusively rail, they'll go rail to cargo airport to plane and then fly it out. Michael, take care, my friend. Have a wonderful night. Sleep well. And thank you again for the resub and for the bits. I truly appreciate it. So we want to do a bit more grading if we're going to do our oil industry out here. And by a bit, I mean a lot, which is not unrealistic at all. Big Oil is invested in this area, so you can rest assured they are going to push a lot of dirt around to make their buildings as efficient as possible. So we are going to level out a really massive pad here, and we are going to way overbuild our oil industry, like way overbuild it. It'll support every unique factory 3 or 4 times over on purpose, because we want it to generate a lot of cash. Haven't yet decided which family is going to get which business, though. Like, are the Maples going to get the oil and the Greens get the ore? Or is one family going to snatch both? I haven't quite decided where that fits in the backstory yet. That is a huge, huge area. And then we're going to come off of this collector, but we're going to bring it off a couple different ways. We're going to have like oil processing kind of back here and over here, but our oil extraction way out over here. So we need to think about our boundaries and how far we want all this to go. We also want to switch over to using... That's how the rivalry started. That could be how the rivalry started. They were both looking for areas to expand together and stumbled upon it, and now they've got like this ongoing dispute over who owns the rights to the ore and who owns the rights to the I like it. And who owns the rights to the oil. I'm just gonna kind of... It's really hard to know where to put these roads without having everything built out. We're gonna go there, and then I kind of want to straighten out here and just go like straight across this way, really big. So where does this want to connect? Right there. So bring that up. We'll bring that up, and then we'll make a nice curve right here. Beautiful. And then we'll put... It's fine to put the main industry building off of a collector. Oh, hi. Hello. What do we get? Airports. We already have airports. We get the other airports. It's fine to put the main industry building off the collector because they don't generate any traffic at all. You do not, however, want your other buildings off of a collector and have a bad time. So instead, we're going to bring feeder road. Man, everything's upgrading. That's going to be, whoops, connected every 900 tiles, or 900 It's dollars. I don't know how many tiles is actually in there. And I said we're going to go big for oil production. I meant it. We're going to go big, big, big. Or not so much. We'll make it profitable, but we're not going to do, like, the insanity we're going to do with oil. Big oil, yeah. They're going to exploit this massive oil resource. I mean, it is huge. I mean, that is a lot of oil. And we're only really scratching part of it. In fact, I want to add some, because this is going to be our major collector area. Whoops, and I have a mod that lets me do that. There we go. Just want to make sure my collector area is always going to have oil. There we go. So we just added more. There is 5 million units of oil out here. There's only 1.2 million of ore. And that's why we're going big, big, big on oil. Gotta do like Biffa did. What did Biffa do? I don't remember. So we're just for now. Oh yeah, I gotta make an industry area. Not bad. We're just for now gonna make a big industry area. I'm just gonna plop it down. I don't watch too many of Biffa's videos anymore. Got a massive oil industry. Like, I've gotten spoiled by City Planner Plays, especially with his Verde Beach series, because he's really good at telling stories. I may do a fishing industry back in here somewhere. What kind of fish do we have? We've got anchovy, we've got some salmon, and some shellfish. He's the one who has inspired me to start to try telling stories with my gameplay. Let's do storage first. If this was 3 times the size of what I'm gonna do, wow. Okay, and then I want to leave a little gap just so the trucks don't get too much in each other's way. What did I go? 2? Yeah. 2, and then 2, and then there. That should be enough to get us started. I mean, each of these little dudes will crank out 4,000 a week. So a lot of oil. And then our processing is going to take place way over here. There'll be multiple roads to connect all this, but for now it's going to be incredibly inefficient. So I'm just going to plop down a bunch of these. And they won't be this close to our solar. That's probably way too many, but whatever. And then we need a warehouse to store... What do you make? Petroleum. Warehouse to store petroleum. Cool. And these guys need water as well. Let's turn all of our snap twos back on. I need to learn the hotkey for that. There we go. This is going to be the biggest oil industry I've ever made. Like, I want to see, like, as you're driving by on the highway, all the extractors kind of in a big field, and then all the processing kind of over here and then behind it. Like, blocking your view out towards whatever is that way. The desert. So this dude is upgrading quite nicely on his own. He is going to need more workers. It's gotten to 3 stars with what we have. It's producing at an okay rate. We can increase that production by adding in the glass manufacturing plant as well. We'll just do, I don't know, 4 of them, why not? I'm basing it off of where I lived in Texas. So you're metals, so you're glass. And the highway, so there were three towns that were all around like Dow and 3M and all these petrochemical companies. There was Freeport, which was also a shrimping town, which is where I lived. Then there was Clute, which was kind of just there for the workers of the oil petrochemical industry. And then there was like Jackson, which is where like all the executives lived. And the way the highway ran through, like up by Clute, you saw all the extractors, and so that's what I'm thinking of is kind of like this area. You saw the extractors, but as you continued on down the highway, it transitioned into actually some energy production and some processing buildings. I kind of want to look at it now. Go to Google Maps. Clute, is that how you tell? Yeah. Clute, Texas. Okay, let's bring that over here. And let's turn on display capture. So, bring that out. Okay. So you can see we've got Freeport down here, Lake Jackson here, or Lake Jackson there, and Clute right there. But all of this you can see is BASF, Dow Chemical. And there's more out here by the coast somewhere. We lived. Probably right. This is probably my street that we lived on. Oh, there's no street view. Yeah, that's the block we lived in right there. This highway wasn't here yet, but there's I'm trying to use Cities Skylines controls to control this. But there's like a bunch of pumps and things here and just kind of spread out wherever there's pockets of oil. You can see off in the distance from the beach, there's offshore oil platforms. You can just barely see them on a clear day. But if we go to satellite view, you can get a better idea of what you can see here from the highway. Whoops. So you can see like they've got wastewater treatment. They've got some extraction going on down here. But then up here, there's lots of processing style buildings. And you can kind of make it out because they're larger buildings, lots of pipes. Especially like right here, you can see a lot of big processing happening. But there is actual extraction happening, or at least there used to be back in over here. It looks like maybe not so much anymore. Yeah, it looks like this has all been recently redone into more shipping. Yeah, there used to be just a ton of extraction right here. Like this whole corner was just massive, massive pumps. And somewhere in this entire complex, I don't know where, but there was a burn off, which is exactly what its name sounds like. It just burns off waste and excess products and things. I don't know, it maybe doesn't exist anymore because it's probably not very environmentally friendly. But okay, so this is here, right? When we lived here. You could hear it, and it lit up like enough to make a shadow when the flame was at full tilt, all the way over here where we live. Not a big shadow, not a strong shadow, but enough that it would cast a bit of a shadow from way over here. And you could just hear it roaring. Just, it was, I don't know, it was crazy. It was crazy. It's somewhere down here. I don't think it exists anymore because of the highway project. Yeah, it's gone. Back in here, this is... Oh, they just renamed it Freeport Elementary School. It used to be... Actually, that's not the same school. I don't think. It looks like they built a new school. Yeah, clearly they did. Look at the dirt. Wow, they tore down the old school. The school's still where it was, but it was situated more like along this road right here. Like this was where it was, and there was a little courtyard, and the school was right here. But back in here, right along the levee, and it's clearly gone now. Somebody, nobody knows who, had carved out, and this was all pretty dense, like this wooded density. They had carved out all kinds of BMX and like biking trails, like with like big jumps and dips and half pipes just out of the dirt. And we just called it the trails. Nobody knew who built it. It wasn't a city park. And man, I spent, because I mean, look, it's just right here around the corner. I lived like somewhere down over here and right there. Like it was just like one block up. Or maybe I lived on this block. Yeah, hey, there's my old house right there, 1515 West 10th Street. That's where I used to live. In this crappy neighborhood, but the no street view there. You could tell this is a petrochemical town, though. Look at how, like, this looks like Cities Skylines right here, does it not? Just looks just like it. As you got farther this way, the houses got nicer and nicer and nicer. Oh, yeah, every house was the same. Like, every one of our neighbors' houses. Like, our house, this was an addition right here that added an extra living room and a new master bedroom. But all of them are like this L shape. Every one of them. And you can see different people had added on over time. Mrs. Brown lived right here, Wilma Brown. She was a school teacher and she was awesome. Some friends of mine, I went to school with the kids that lived here, that lived here, there, and then my sister's good friends lived here. Like just tons and tons of kids in these neighborhoods. I'm sure it probably is still that way. And then my friend Trey that came and visited every summer, visited his grandparents, lived here because I recognize their weird grotto pool. That was usually broken. Anyways, but that's what I'm basing this on, is kind of the Clute Lake Jackson area where there's like clear separate areas. And I'm kind of surprised by the number of people that we have, to be honest. Alright, so we come out here 4? Yeah. We're not doing nice roads or anything for these poor people. We're just... well, what? I'd like to get this under here. Oh, Zach! No, I did not. I'm glad you're alive because you're trying to make your anxiety go down because your family is making it grow through the roof and you're too young. Yeah, you are too young to have that much stress, my dude. I want to get this under, but there's a pillar in the way. But we can deal with that. What we can do is use the Move It mod and just drag that ever so slightly that way. I'm sorry to hear your family is causing you stress. I know the feeling, my dude. Let's actually undo that and move it with the arrow keys because I don't move it straight. Should have been bed almost an hour ago. Go to bed, Kiltastic. Sleep well, my dude. Now will it connect? Aha! Yes, it will. Without using Anarchy, too. It's a tight fit, but it'll be fine. And it'll allow for more connectivity between the two sides. Not a lot, because we've got the rail right here. In fact, I may curve this up and follow the rail. It'll be tricky to get it just right. straight tracks, please. Let's go all the way to there. And then we will use our curved road tool and make a nice connection in. That's a very nice. And these are just going to come down straight. I don't care that they're not at 90s. We'll live. We need to turn off the road guidelines. It always sucks though, Zach, when family is the source of your stress, because you know that's the last place you want to associate with stress out moments. So I'm sorry you're having to go through that, dude. Where does my grading end? Down here. We're almost there. Let's bring this high down and this down to where it connects. Or let's just go here, 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 and here, and then right there. That'll be the end of it. And then we'll do that there, but I think I can get away with coming up 600 here, yeah. Again, just ugly, gridded industry town. Nothing beautiful. Nothing even all that nice. How are our schools over here doing? You have capacity and you have a capacity, so we should only need that one high school, but we'll probably need another school over this way. So we're gonna do some more commercial right here and along here for a ways. We'll make that whole thing there. That should be good, and then we'll do all of that as some... No, actually, we'll do all of this as some shopping. Cool. I wanted to come back and double check my land values. I want to make sure they're not getting too high, and they're not. They're staying nice and low, which will prevent these guys from upgrading. I'm fine with them paying lower taxes. I just don't want super nice houses being built out here. I want it to stay looking like lower middle class, I guess, to be a good descriptor of it. And then we're going to cram in some more apartments, but we're going to taper down to single family homes. We come back along the highway here. Drop this down and kind of follow this over. I'm not worried about it being too pretty right now because it's going to continue to expand. I can clean up the borders of it later. So this is going to be where we start getting into single family homes and also some at-grade crossings for the railroad. It would help to have water out here though, wouldn't it? It really would. Nice thing is, since these are all on sharp angles and not any curves, super simple except for right here. Get the water pipes where I want them. Oh yeah, that is already occupied, isn't it? There we go, and then we just need to do a run there and then through here. Connected there, and that gets all of that connected. I don't think I'm even gonna put parks out here. I mean, maybe one, but I'm really worried that it'll give us land value. I think I'm gonna need another school though. do it kind of central. What's my health care and all that like out here? Pretty low out this way, but I don't think I'm going to repeat the city services out here. They'll just have to, you know, hope for the best. It's a horrible thing to say, but, you know, whatever. I don't know that I want to do at-grade crossings. We may just have another set of roads coming off this way. Because at-grade crossings can get buggy in this game, like really buggy. Let's do a bit of commercial there. I'm going to do all high density here, but then we're going to switch to lower density homes. All of this, and some of this back here. Not going to build them right against the highway. We will build them right against the railroad tracks, though. There we go, and that should probably kill our demand again, but it should also get me some more workers out here. We need 400 workers out here. We've got room for 634. And then over here, we need to get to 200. We're at 199. Let's turn all that on. That'll help bring people in. There we go. So, boom, that just upgraded. Nice. And then also out here somewhere, we're going to do a big manufacturing center. Maybe out over here. I don't really know where. Or maybe you can go out over here and just ship everything by train. That's an option. That's probably a very good option, in fact. Alright, so you still need 113 workers. But you also need about 1,500, actually about 1,700 more resources pulled out of the ground. And their worker numbers are jumping as this area grows. Yeah, I really don't want to build another or at-grade crossings. Maybe one or two, but not every road. I just don't think it would be the best idea. And continue our grid. So we go off 4. Then we bring it up. How many? How many do we go? 600. So we're going to go there. Then we're going to have a second connection there. Yeah. And then if I go 600 here, that's right by the railroad tracks. Okay. So I should be able to do it there. Yep. I want to be respectful of my topography out here, so I want to make sure. Actually, should I grade all this before we build? I really should. I really, really should. I'm going to pause it for just a moment. Delete this temporary road. And we'll put back another temporary road. For now, we're going to get rid of all that because it's not at the right grade. I'm going to grade this off. Alright, like so. Very careful around this water here. Over to here. You can expand quite a bit this way, I do believe. Let's go ahead, yeah, let's go ahead and carry it all the way back to here. There we go, and then we just need to clean up right there with soften brush. Beautiful, cool. Now this is all at a better grade. I'm still gotta be careful right here. Excuse me. But I think we can get away with it. Obviously, the water's in the way there, so we won't go right there. We may do something with that water. Maybe. I can't unpause it yet because I haven't put my temporary road back in. Oh, temporary road. There we go. Didn't want to cut these guys off because that would have cut off their power as well. So I'm using the electric roads mod. Why does that look wet? Is it flooding because of this? Oh, also, we haven't had any rain, is it? Why does this keep turning itself off? I don't know. Very peculiar. Alright, back to what we were doing. I want to do this with this view open so I can just make sure I don't get over here into where it makes some really ugly, bumpy stuff. Get away with it here. Nope. But I will be able to on this one, I believe. Nope. Okay. Well, it just ends here. What we could do is this. 400. Yeah. That works. And this will be the edge of the town over here. And these are all going to be single-family homes over here, except for a little bit of commercial. Go ahead and make that connection, and then... distance too short. Ooh, that's sad. What if I build it this way first? It's still distance too short. So, about those at-grade crossings I wanted, they're not going to happen. Can I use anarchy to make it happen? Like, can. Okay. So we're going to have an at-grade crossing there. And one there. And that's enough. That one's a little steep, but I don't think it's unrealistic. So I'm going to live with it. I would like to get rid of this ugliness right here, though, if I can. Right there I'm not going to be able to unless... I have to lower the railroad or raise this. Neither of which are solutions that I like, so instead I'm just going to leave it. There we go. And we will do... this instead. Just have some really weird blocks all throughout here. And we won't build anything on that side. However, we have no demand, so I'm not going to zone any of this out just yet. I'm almost tempted to go ahead and bring this on over to here so it at least comes out the same. But that's really starting to get a lot higher. But I'd really like to have it. I mean, these towns, when they were built, they were just built on a grid. Because they're industry towns, and you know, the industry just wanted a place for their workers. We'll see what we can get away with here. It's going to be a little lumpy and bumpy. Actually, that's going to be too lumpy and bumpy. Can't live with that. Maybe once we get on out a little farther here. Yeah, like here I can do it. And there, that's fine. And we'll do one more at-grade crossing right there. So it gives them 3 ways across, and then we will go right there, and then let's see what I can do with the train tool. Whoops. I can hide most of that, so we'll soften this all back out. Now that we know where the edge of the town actually is. There we go. And then we will fill in this side. You gotta select the roads first, then this view. This can go, yeah, all the way out. Cool. We'll just get all this gridded out. Nice, ugly grids, actually. Hold that thought down here. It's, like that. It's a really long block right there. There we go. Yay, more ugly grids. While we're waiting, we can get water pipes under here. Doesn't really go all that straight, but oh well. All the way down to there, up to here, and follow this guy back down. And we'll see where we have gaps in coverage. We'll do basically the same down here. Something like this. Let's cover that up and cover that. Cool. And then eventually we'll build some out over this way as well. Let's make sure, yeah, we have flattened a sufficient area. This area up here will get flattened. I'm thinking that I'm going to save this over here though for the industry and just have the town up here. Demand is slowly starting to tick back into place. We're good on workers there to get to our next level. We're still struggling to get workers here, and we're almost ready for it. In fact, we're almost ready for it in both areas. They've got about 600 more units to go, and they've got about 350. Their worker numbers are still ticking up, though. Or not. Hey, Emily the Awesome Bot. This is Mango Lime. It's pretty good. There's a Fruit Loops flavor. Well, that sounds amazing. So I need to bring up something on my laptop real quick. Oh, it's not very good? I think Fruit Loops would be really good. Sorry, I know the microphone's not picking me up the best because I'm talking away from it. Give me just a second here. I've got a spreadsheet that helps me plan out my industries so that I make sure that I've got everything I need. I love spreadsheets because I'm a dork. I just need to make some adjustments to it. No, I don't. It's fine. It is just fine. Oh, it's way too sweet. I like this because you've got the sweet of the mango, but it does have that hint of lime in it as well. And they really balance one another out quite well. So we're almost there. This area is pumping out some oil. We want to get that to 5-star. We want to get this to 5-star. And we want to get our demand back up as well. So our at-grade crossings, not too bad. I mean, again, they're all a little bit steep. But I don't think that's too terribly unrealistic. So this side, yay! This side will need more services. I can't have it. So let's do like a town square right here. Oops. Where I lived in South Arkansas, out in the country, the rail was elevated probably, gosh, I'd say probably about 15 feet. Like they had just gone through and just built, wherever they needed to, built up the land. but only really wide enough for the rails and just a little easement to either side. So all the crossings in the country like are just these flat country roads and so like just steep. So if there was a train, you're literally parked on a grade, waiting for it to go by, and then it and right back down. Like if you took them too fast, you would damage the suspension of your car because you'd get airborne. Do a clinic there, and we will do police station right there. Death care, maybe? Yeah, we'll do a little bit more death care as well. And that should have that area covered fairly well. Hopefully I did not raise land values. I did not. That is what we want. We want low land values out here. That's why I'm not building any parks. Other than that one. That is their one park. Yeah, it's pretty easy to get airborne over some of those steeper crossings. Actually, I'm going to pause. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and have it follow the roads better. Just so it looks a little nicer. Now that we know where the boundaries of the actual city are. That'll do it. That'll definitely do it. Need to come down here. Cross like that. And then this will all get filled in a minute. Come down this way. Cross here. The district tool snaps to the roads ever so pleasingly. Is that the word I'm looking for? In a very pleasing manner. Though I still manage to color outside the lines sometimes. Back up this way. Oops. Especially here where the district already exists, it's kind of hard to see where the road is. And back down, and that gets the district a little cleaner. There's a few bumpy lines that I have, but I'll live with them. Actually, no, I won't. I want to clean them up. And swoop around that corner and then down the street. Outside lines again. There we go. That'll work. That's the Holly District. And the 3-foot drop was at a 40% grade. Jeez, that's 45, so 40 is like there. Wow. Very unsafe for road crossing. I do like having some at-grade crossings in the game. There won't be a ton of traffic going between these two sides, so it's fine. Right now, there's no traffic going between those two sides because I haven't developed this side, because this side still has a place to grow there, there, and there, and there for housing. And then that'll all be filled in. It's not even connected to the main line anymore. It's just a spur. You should be able to get a house there. They should be able to get a house there. Maybe even one there. That's it. I don't like seeing upgrades happening, though. There's my went up. I forgot to turn that off first. The land value didn't come up, did it? No. And my education didn't. Like, they shouldn't be getting very well educated out here. Like, elementary school should be like the extent of their education. Yeah, none of them have gone to university. Like, nobody. Very few are even going to high school out here. So that's good. And that's just because of all the policies that we did. School's out. So very few of them even bother going to university. While this is finishing growing in and we're waiting on these dudes here to upgrade, actually, we're going to have to help them. Because that number's not really climbing. 365, 367, 70. Well, it might get there. 69. We'll see. We'll leave that up. I need to run to the restroom real quick, and I will be back. Give me about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Someone snuck in while I had the door open. This is Lexi, if you've never met her before. She even has her own emotes here in chat. My baby. She's super cuddly. Why are you sniffing my face? Hey, look, our orange tree upgraded, Lexi. Like, I don't care, pet me. Alright, are you done being pet? You say hi to chat? Say hi, chat. She's like, I don't like that bright light. Look at this bushy tail. It's bushy tail. Just get it all tucked under her right now. Show me bushy tail. Show me bushy. Where are you going? Hey. What do you... I am not a jungle gym. Tried to climb on the laptop and fell. I'll be right back. I'm going to go boot her out of the room. Alright, we are cat free. I can't trust her in here. I can't watch her because she gets into stuff. Alright, so these guys need to get quite a few more employees and quite a few more resources. But these dudes, they're getting there. I do want to go ahead and expand out my next round of pumps over here. Let's just go here. Let's do some big drilling rigs. They crank out some significant numbers. Let's do like, you ever jogs along the track and the tires are completely rotted? Yeah, I see a lot of tracks in disrepair like that. Especially where I used to live in South Arkansas, there were a lot. They're gonna give me what I want. Because once upon a time it was a big forestry area. Thank you, Bush, lurking out there and then giving away gift subs. Thank you, man. How you doing? But there was a big forestry industry in the area for a long time, and it was also like, you know, back in slave trade days, a lot of cotton plantations and things like that. So there was a lot of rail that came through there. But then as those industries died, all of that rail was no longer used. And there's just tons of like tracks that hadn't been used in, if not decades, like, and I mean like 50, 60 years. Some were had been disused for 100 years. Some they had gone through and dug them up and tried to make them a little safer. And you could just tell that they had been, you could tell they had been there just because of the gaps left behind. These don't quite evenly go in there. These don't either. These do. Again, we are going big with our oil production. We are gonna make money. I'm gonna have to count all this stuff up to make sure I'm processing it all as well. With that rail fur project, cool. Doing all of this oil industry takes me back to when I was a kid in the little town that we lived in. So, and again, I don't know if it's still this way or not. I would assume that it probably is. But even if you owned your home, the city maintained a 5-foot easement back off the sidewalk, not the street, off the sidewalk into your yard and across your driveway and all of that. And as again, you know, the whole town was built by the oil industries. And the reason that was there is so that whenever they felt like, they could come through and do exploratory blasting. And I'll never forget, like, this one summer, like, these trucks just descended on our neighborhood and just started drilling. Just little holes about that big around. Big, huge auger that went down into the ground. And just tearing stuff up. If it was in the middle of somebody's driveway that they wanted to drill, so be it. They tore up somebody's driveway. And just this massive work. And it was like every 10 feet or so, they drilled a hole, drilled a hole, drilled a hole, drilled a hole, all the way through. And then they started the blasting. And it was at about 6 a.m. every day. They would bring out seismometers and all this stuff because, you know, they use, I think it was seismometers. That's what they use to figure out, you know, where the oil is based upon how the explosions vibrate through the ground. And oh my gosh. And then that went on like every other summer. I guess like we were told that they were measuring how quickly a certain big pocket of oil was contracting and shifting around and all that to figure out where they needed to decommission pumps or put a new drill and start again. I kind of like to move this. It's very large. So we shouldn't have any trouble hitting that 13,000 because look at it go. And we've also got plenty of workers out here. This is a massive, massive undertaking that we're doing here, and it's just going to get bigger. I want to go back a couple more rows of extraction before we start doing a lot of processing back in behind there and over here. This is going to stay much smaller. The ore industry is just going to stay small. My friend Davey that shows up in chat and on Discord every once in a while, the city did something that they wound up breaking a water main, and then while they were repairing it, damaged the line that went to his house, and they made a huge mess of his front yard. Huge. Put a couple of these big boys in as well. Or girls. Maybe these are girl storage tanks. What do I know? That could be girl storage tanks. City came and wanted to do work on a sewer pipe. Ripped up your brand new driveway. Yep. Yep. They don't care. As long as they give you something functional, that's about all that they're responsible for. So, MQ Bush, how you doing tonight? Oh, so I was telling my dad today that I'm trying to get the money together to upgrade, or to use some parts I already have to build my mom a computer, because she needs an upgrade. I was like, she's mentioned that if she gets a desktop, she wants a monitor too. I'm like, so that's something you could be thinking of if I can actually make this happen. You could get her a 27-inch 60 hertz. That's all she needs. I'm like, and those aren't too terribly expensive. He's like, okay, well, keep me posted. Like, he's super excited now. He really hopes we can get it done. I'm doing all right. This week's been kind of rough, but other than that, things have been fine. What's the final? The final one we're getting is an offshore oil drilling platform, and meh. So let's do some large oil pumps in here. I'm gonna stack these in groups of 3 and then leave a gap. That, and then one more group, and then we've got to count up everything that we have so that I can put it into my spreadsheet so that I know how many processing buildings that we need to build. You have a couple desktops laying around. I've got parts. I've got a motherboard for an i7 8700K, which is going to be a huge upgrade to what she has. Oh my god, we're at level 5 already. She has an i7, like a 4 series, and it's just a dual core. So 2-core, 4-thread i7, those old laptop ones. And it's got like a laptop equivalent of like a really cut down GTX want to say 600 series. And it's just old, and it can't keep up with what she does. So I'm going to take that i7 8700K. I've got the RAM for it. I've got 32 gigs of RAM for it. Oops. And I'm going to take all that, put it in this case, because I need to get a better airflow case. This one's just not moving enough air to keep that i9 nice and cool. And sometimes my GPU gets really loud, so it doesn't get enough air. Somebody from the community has Western Digital blue or black SSD, I can't remember which, that they'll send me if I can get everything else together, which is very generous. That's not gonna fit there. Will these fit there? Nope. There have to be more of these. And with all of that, so all I need is to buy a different case so she can have that case. I need a power supply. And I need CPU cooler and something else. I forget. I have a GTX 970. I have a GTX 1060 in my closet that I'm going to put in there. It's a 6 gig 1062, so it'll be a huge upgrade over what she has. Granted, you know, it's not a super powerful beast. If I can manage to get a 3080 before then, which the one that I have on my Amazon wish list has come down $400 this week. So graphics card prices are finally starting to come down. And I'm using a lot of those parts right now for my server, but I also in my closet have an i7 3770 with 32 gigs of RAM. And that'll be fine for a server system. Granted, I can't run Windows 11 on it, but that's fine. I'll just put Windows 10 on it. And then just share the drives over to my local subnet. Yeah, I'd like to see prices come down a bit more as well. But I was amazed to see a $400 price drop in 1 week. I'm going to put some big storage in here because we were producing a lot of crude. A lot of crude. There we go. Cool. It's going to be a bit of a traffic jam for a short period, but that will sort itself out. So, I need to count up all of my producers and figure out what we really have here. So there's, on small oil pumps, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 16 small oil pumps. This is going to tell me how many processors we need. Then on large oil drilling rig, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, so 16 of those. And then large oil pump, there's 6, so 24. Jesus Christ. I've never built an oil industry this big. But it's going to crank out some cash once we start actually converting everything. And then we've got the small oil drilling rig, 6. So we've got 24 of those. So, we're overproducing crude by 532.8 units, which means we've got to really up the game in what we're doing over here. I want to start some of the processing back here. Like, I think I want to do petroleum back here, plastics over here, and then maybe out front, like the factories. Because there's a couple unique factories. There's the household plastic factory, which uses just petroleum and plastics. But then there's also this big petroleum refinery, which uses petroleum, plastic, and metals. which will have our metals coming from right over here. So this can go in somewhere along here and maybe look really nice, or maybe I'll get a road to come off and turn it sideways, or maybe we'll just cram it in back here somewhere. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that idea better. And then there's soft paper factories. Like, we can build almost everything except the shipyard. I probably won't build the shipyard because we don't have shipping lanes. It doesn't make sense that you're building luxury yachts and cruise ships that are going to go up this shallow river. And it is shallow. It is not a deep river at all. So I probably, even though the shipyard is the most profitable industry building you can build, probably won't do it. Is it okay? Hey, you know what, man? I'd say running up the stairs counts as stretching. And that beer has some portion of water. So I think that that qualifies as hydrating and stretching. I mean, I'm not an expert, but... Alright, so I need to figure out where these roads need to go. So we know we want this beastie to go, like, back here. Oh, that fits beautifully. Look at this. This road fits perfectly right there. I'm very happy. So then we'll go ahead and extend this on down. Ooh, why are you not connecting? Did I build that in the wrong spot? Oh, it just... There we go. And then, let's see. So we want our petroleum producers. Which one does petroleum? These guys. And they're really small. Like, super small. I guess we could do a combination of both of them, but I'd rather just do the big one and be done with it because it has a bigger production rate. Oh, it is St. Patrick's Day, isn't it? I totally forgot. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So let's see what we can get away with for processing building. Let's just start plugging in some numbers and see what that does. Ooh, okay, not even close. Still not even close to using it all. Holy crap. I really don't want to export just a bunch of raw crude because you don't make any money off of it. I want to turn as much of it as possible into petroleum and plastic. But even using 30 of these, 30, and 25 of these, which this is a big building. This one's a little smaller, so we may have to go with those. But even using 30 of this one and 25 of the other one, we're still overproducing by 300. So let's switch to that smaller one. And let's just go 40 and 40 here. Let's see what we get, because they're both small. I don't even know where I'm going to put 40 of these things. I mean, since they're so small, though, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to cram them in here. Let's see what we can do. Let's bring that in there, and we'll bring a road right there. And I'm just going to cram them in. Of course, there's a gap right there. And okay, so those come back 4 tiles? Yeah, so I need to put another road there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, okay. This road needs to move back 1 tile to there. Ooh, that's shiny. That is super shiny. And there to there. This place is going to be so expensive to run. Alright, so that's going to give you 1, 2, 3, 4, so 8 per section. And how many sections are we going to have here? Hold on. Yeah, I know you don't have water. Settle down. No, it's giving me 16 per section, and we've got 6 sections. Okay, Google. What's 16 times 6? 96. What if I build 96 of them? How much excess do we have then? Oh, okay. Now we're starting to get to where we don't have enough. Okay. So, what if we do... Can I fit the big warehouse right here? I cannot fit these in, though, like back to back. Do that, do that, do that. And you guys are making petroleum? You're making petroleum. 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 And petroleum. So then that gives us just 4. Okay, Google. What's 16 times 4? There we go, 64. I bet that is something we can support. It is. Cool, let's do it. Yes, I had to ask Google to do my math. Make fun of me all you like. I've become calculator stupid. I used to be able to do all kinds of math just in my head, and not anymore. There we go. Those guys will quit. You kind of feel bad for the city. You did drive an antique. Reclaim bricks. Are they going to have to replace those? Like, do they have to replace them? Ah. And I bet when they dug them up, they weren't very careful about it either. So they probably didn't salvage any of them. Sounds beautiful, though. This is going to be so many trucks. This may just become a traffic jam nightmare. But these dudes are going to get supplied oil at different times, so their production should be staggered. Ideally, you don't want to build, like, a lot of one building type so quickly. You want to, like, stagger them. Because what is going to happen is now we're going to get trucks that, like, come out in sync. So I bet these are all almost completely full, aren't they? Yeah. A concrete foundation for brick, huh? Not sand? That's unique. Usually you do like a layer of crushed stone. Well, first the felt, then crushed stone, then a layer of sand. Level all of that, and then the bricks, and then you put the that locking sand in place to keep the bricks from moving. But I guess with cars going over it, maybe they have to be mortared down. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about it. So cool. That is crude oil and petroleum production. Right now, we're losing money just because they can't export it quick enough. But we're going to bring a train in to help with that problem. I'm almost thinking just going ahead and doing the plastics over here too, but there's going to be so many more of those, and they're so much bigger. We're making a lot of petroleum. See, this is why you don't want to have raw. Like 8 barrels of oil is only worth $960, whereas they turn that into plastics. It's worth $26,000. Look at the number of workers out there, and look at that number just astronomically climb. Oh my god, they have filled those already. Granted, this is over here working too, so we can tear down this stuff. This is going to be rather obnoxiously noisy for a minute. I do apologize. Get rid of all of this. What was that building I just deleted? Oh, that was the main headquarters. Whoops. We need that. We need that. Bring it back. Oopsie. There we go. Let's put the headquarters building down here. Like that. There, now they're happy. And then let's see if I can't get some of these oil maintenance buildings in, because they do help in production. Each one increases the storage capacity. Also increases their utilization rate, whatever that does. I don't really know. But 5% each one. So that will help a little bit. I don't see anywhere else I can conveniently put them in. The workers' barracks are really long, and we don't really have a need. But these dudes do increase worker efficiency, so I am going to go ahead and throw in a few. There we go. Workers live right next to a big drill. I'm sure they'll sleep well at night. This will re-upgrade, no problem at all. Like, look at it go. This is going to be back to level 5 in record time. This will be back to level 5 before this even gets close to level 5. Because they're still 4,000 away. And then we'll worry about the workers later. Like, look at it go. I love it. So we made 70 grand off of just petroleum. That's crazy. This place costs $40,000 a week to run. Oof. So we gotta get that train over here quick. I do think I just want to do plastics over here as well. Just have it all in one big area. Instead of having to ship way over there. That way I get an efficiency bonus of having it nice and close together. Oh, I gave it a new name. That is insane how fast they are producing. $5,700 in bricks. Oof.
Warning.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Experts predict an earthquake could
Everybody get in your shelters. Watch it be right underneath this oil industry I just built. The game's going to lag painfully while everybody gets into their shelters. Sadly, this new area that we've built, they have no shelters because that raises land value, and we're intentionally keeping land value low over here. Just so it has the look and feel that I want. Well, there's still some pretty snazzy homes getting built. Alright, where's this earthquake going to be? We don't have any earthquake sensors out here. We should probably add that. Alright, earthquake. Happen. I'm waiting. Look at that conga line of trucks. Yeah, we've got to get this railroad over here quick. What's really cool about the cargo depot that came with the airports DLC is you can use it anywhere. Oh, that might cause a bit of a tsunami though.
An earthquake is occurring. Don't panic and wait for help if you are
It's
in
also
the affected
gonna,
area.
yeah, it's knocking buildings down across the river. There's the fault line opening up. Ooh. Speed this up. It's causing fires, some collapsed buildings. This is only a 3-point something. Ooh, man. So we lost 150 citizens, 27 buildings destroyed, 45 buildings set on fire, and 2 trees set on fire. This fire should be under control pretty quick. We've got good fire coverage. Yeah, they've got hook and ladders. They've got regular fire trucks. Yeah, they're gonna take care of that pretty quick. We can release everybody from the disaster shelters. Is there anything I need to rebuild? No. All of these destroyed buildings will have the search and rescue team come out, make sure there's no survivors. I hear the helicopters, in fact. I don't see them, but I hear them. They'll search for survivors, and then when it's marked clear of no survivors remaining... Oh, that's an airplane, I heard. They will mark it for demolition and rebuilding. For water drainage, your truck release hydraulics fluid. You have sand and gravel to catch. Gotcha. Under the... That works. Something just upgraded somewhere. Oh, is this 5 stars? Yeah. Alright, so we need plastic processing now. And I'd kind of like to do a mixture of these two buildings. That one and this one. So let's see what we can do here. Just to break up the monotony of this area. We're gonna do this. Though oil production areas are pretty organized, I mean, they are pretty monotonous places. So that'll let me put those in, and then these I could do like this, or I could do them long way. How long are they? 7 tiles? Okay. So there's, is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So if I counted that off right, yeah, these fit perfect right here. Let's see how many of these I can cram in. I'll leave 1 tile space between each of them. Is that over there? Alright, so we need water. Where'd you get your reclaimed bricks from? Like, what type of building were they in before? Or do you know? Or were they just, like, reclaimed bricks? Oh, I didn't bring that road through. Like, I have a good friend who, when he built his house, he did, all his wood floors are all reclaimed, and they're from 2 different gymnasiums from an old Catholic school that had been torn down. So they just pulled them up, replaned them, stripped them down. They're beautiful. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So give me 30 of those. Let's see what it thinks about that. 30, 10. What if we do... few more of these bigger ones, because they really use a whole lot more. If we do like another 30 of those total. Oh wait, I did this wrong. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. That's what's will be 30. These are 1. This is 8. Yeah, my bad. So that would give us 16 of those. We have 30 of those. It's getting closer. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to, first of all, fix this, because I don't like the pattern that it's making. And I'm sure that was bothering some of you as well. So this one can go... it's not gonna... Doesn't fit quite right. You do like that. Yeah, that's better. So now I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I miscounted. So that's gonna be 24 of those. Okay. So if I do 24, this other one. Perfect. That will get us to where we don't have a lot of... I mean, we'll still have some crude that's just sitting, but not as much. So it's 1, and then right next to it, 1, and right next to it. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 24. And that's all of these we're going to build, but then we're going to build a double row of these. I know you currently don't have enough buyers for goods. It's because look at all your trucks. They can't even get out of here. We're going to remedy that. Don't you worry. We're going to do 2 rail yards back here, I think. Because if you can't export it, they stop producing. And then what's the point of that? You're just paying money to have buildings that are sitting idle. And that's not fun. How's my grading over here? We're still flat, surprisingly. So there. Whoops, didn't. There. Old growth teak. Wow, you went all out. Sounds like a beautiful home. So those are 5 each. So that's 6. I need to put the road here. That's still 6. There, yeah. I'd love to build a really custom home, but I don't make enough money to pay my bills as it is with Twitch and YouTube. Building the house is a pipe dream at this point. Oh, did I miscount? Oh, those are 6. It should have been there. 1, 2, 3, wait. Oh, that was only 5 anyway. Let's be there. Let's make sure this fits before I build the next bit. Yes, okay. One of my favorite shows to watch is This Old House. Watching them go through and just take sometimes homes that are already kind of nice, sometimes some that are run down, and just turning them into just beautiful, one-of-a-kind creations. I love This Old House. Come on. Come on. There you go. And there. Cool. So, we need to get rail yards in here quick, because we're already struggling with traffic, first of all. Because they're all trying to get out here to export, because that's their only way to sell anything right now. And then just look at the traffic jam we've created. I probably should have done 4-lane roads all throughout here, but oh well, it's built now. And we're not gonna be able to retrofit. What we do need is waste management, and for that we are gonna go big. We're gonna do this guy here, and then we'll do one of these on this side. That should be enough to keep that going, and then these guys over here can have their own, and so can these people over here. All right, let's figure out where the train is gonna go. We want 2 train yards. And I want to use the one from airports because it's double tracked. So it can get double the number of trains in and out. What I'm thinking is build one like here. And another one like right down here. And then each run can just kind of come down to their own individual tracks. And then I can just build a rail yard that makes use of it really well. I think, in fact, we're going to do one-way roads here. Perfect. Perfect. And then we want this to kind of come out so that the ones that are leaving the first drop, and we don't really want them all coming in at the same place either, though. We do like that, and then do an exit here. Have to turn that around, but... And then if they want to go through, they can. Okay. So, rail yards. We want them... I want one there, and one right here. And then I need to double track all this, so we're going to wind up having 4 tracks that are going to then have to go back down to 1. That's going to be fun. But first things first, let's figure out where this is going to run. You bought the house as a drug house and you gutted it. Like, sales or manufacturing? Because manufacturing, man, that can get expensive to repair. Because just the residue and everything. Wiring is scary. Alright, so now we need to get these 2 connected, and then we'll worry about connecting all this and then bringing it all together in one system and still getting it up to a bridge somehow. So we might like turn a corner and use some of this land, or turn a corner and use some of this land. It's going to be some pretty short runs. Okay. Let's go here to like there. That should work. And then do the same thing on this one. And then use our curve tool and make a nice connection. Those should be pretty equal widths. Yep, apart from each other. It looks like they are. They're crying out for some water pipes. There you go. And so we don't need these water pipes. No point in paying for them if we don't need them. Does this area have water? I'm gonna go ahead and run it just in case. Oh my god. We have created a monster. We've got to get these tracks hooked up. Even though they can't get exported, it's making $250,000 a week. Wow, but it costs $64,000 to run. But look at that, $166,000 profit, and yet our city's still in the red somehow. Don't ask me how. Oh, those old what do they call them? The hook and they've got like the big ceramic things that they like just connect the wire to every so often. Okay, how are we going to get this all condensed down to one track? This needs to be long enough for one full train. So we'll go out 2 more. And we're going to go ahead and bring this one down. Need to bring it out 1 more for it to want to do that. I think we'll do the same here. And that can go there, and that's where that one will split off. Oops. This one Go there. Split there. And now I've got to get these two connected. And then I've got to get a bridge. And that's the challenging part because trains don't like steep bridges. And this is starting to get really close to the highway. I want this to be a double run, so that's a nice gentle turn. That kind of looks like a believable train yard. I mean, that's some good work I did there. We can try to get a bridge up and over here. I don't know this is going to be long enough. I want to get it as close to the highway as possible and then hope. There we go. So, let's see what we can do with a slope and how steep of a grade it is. A 2% grade, they're coming into a cargo station, so they will have already slowed down. 2% is still pretty steep for a train. That reminds me of the Purple House in Houston. It's like in this really like posh neighborhood, and the neighbors hate it, but the homeowners association failed to specify restricted colors. So they kind of have to let him have it. I want this to line up nice and straight with that. And it is purple. Like purple. Alright, let's do this. Let's make our job easier here. Bring that out. Let's get rid of that. Our curved road tool here. There we go, and then get rid of this. I'm leaving this elevated for now because we're going to slope it all off at the end. So I'm just going to make it all a bridge, and then we'll change it as we need to. And then this is where I want to. Why are you not going straight? You were. Look, go straight out from there. Thank you, like that. Actually, I'll go one more so I can delete that one, not the other one. Once again, use our curved road tool, make a nice connection. Cool. And now I can delete that one. The other one's nice and straight. So we're gonna do like this. Bring this down. I'm gonna have to just eyeball it to where it's parallel. And this is where we have to use the anarchy mod because it's going to be like, no, you can't do that. And it's even going to make a weird connection right here. But to fix that, all you do is move it, and just barely, like a pixel move one side or the other. And then it's fine. It's happy with that. So back into train rails and turn anarchy off because I want this to make an actual smooth connection. And then same down here. Well, where will you be happy? Nowhere. Right there. You're happy right there. Okay, cool. And now what we do to make this a nice gentle grade for this side for the trains is we come back in with the slope tool. You're right here to this side. We have to include this intersection and go to that intersection. You can see we've got a 7%, a 5%. That's all too much. Hit enter. Boom, 1.8. And then we do the other side. 1.4. And then you just go back and do the other side again because it probably gave you, yeah, 1. It's a little steep. And now trains Can run back through there. It did a little bit of weirdness there with the terrain, but that's okay. We can fix that in a little bit. And now we should, yeah, the conga line of trucks. It's raining, so it's really shiny over here. The conga line of trucks, instead of trying to go all out to the highway, should come over here. The only thing we're missing is storage for plastics. So we are going to give them said storage. Off of that road. I think I'm gonna need to do some grading here. I think we're right to the edge of it. So level train, grab our level, cut back. Oil industry has all the money, so they don't mind spending it. That and that, so that's ugly. And I don't know how far. Why are you still doing that? Why are you? I know why. It's because I'm telling it to be a bridge and not on the ground. And there, and right there, and right here. We just want to get in a warehouse on each end, like we did for petroleum. And I'm going to do 2 more. And there's a reason. So this is plastics. This is plastics. This is going to be zoned oil products. This is going to be unique factory products, and then plastics. And plastics. You thought this was the end of the oil industry. It's not. We're also going to fill in some of these smaller areas and let actual industry pop up here. There we go. That should help a lot with the number of trucks once they get it all delivered. Because they will now manufacture it, deliver it to a warehouse, and then the warehouse will export it. We are still going to have a conga line of trucks. There's just no way around it. What we could probably do is prevent left-hand turns here, and that would help. Make them all come down here. But hopefully balance itself out. And if I have to add even more rail in, I will. We've got room to do it. We just want to make sure this stuff is getting exported. Because we still have a lot of places complaining about not enough buyers for products. Though they're quickly getting over it. We just kind of got to let it run for a while. So we did get a 5-star oil industry and then some. I mean, this place, look at that. Total profit, almost $270,000. Which is crazy. Most of it coming from petroleum. Plastic should start kicking up now that we've got a place to store it. And just look at how fast they're producing. There's 7,000 people that work here. Which is pretty much... Oh, we've got a death wave happening. Is it happening elsewhere? Why do we have such a bad death wave? Hello? Why are all my crematoriums offline? What in the world? Why are my crematoriums not working? Also... where have all these buildings gone? And where's my demand suddenly gone? What is happening here? Did I break the game? We have no demand. And nothing's rebuilding, and my death care isn't working. What? There's also, I see why. I thought I released everybody earlier. I thought I had pressed that button and released everybody from the... Everybody's been holed up inside the disaster shelters this whole time. Oops. Yeah, I did the dumb. I'm like, why is the city dying? That explains why none of the death care was working. There was no workers. They were all... And like all these dudes, the reason we've got so many dead people is they're out of food. There we go. They'll all leave now and go back to their homes. The hearses can pick up all the dead people and the town will recover. Oops. Big oops. Yeah, I did the dumb. I did the dumb. Hey, but we've got a big oil industry that's making $300,000 a week. Oh, yeah, but the oil industry is doing great. Yeah. How do we have 7,000 people working here if everybody was inside of freaking disaster shelters? Look at that. Look at that. $400,000 total profit from our industry. Yeah, they probably are going to use the oil to burn all the dead bodies. Because even though we're making a lot of plastic and a lot of petroleum, we're still exporting a lot of barrels of just raw oil. What's really irritating me is the number of trucks still trying to export. Like, they shouldn't be going out to the road. They should be coming here and here. That should be their preference. Yeah, I'm going to disable left-hand turns here, or that's going to just stay a traffic nightmare right there. So we'll go right here, get rid of left, so you can go right only, so that way only this, yeah, these guys come through. But why is nobody using the second one? Also, haven't seen a train in a while. They should be filling up trains super quick. There we go. Look at that. That should be, yep, 100% full, and it's taking it over there because these people over here, these industries need oil products to produce their goods. So instead of them having to import any of their, oh my God, look how much oil. It's just like 13,000 units of oil. So they're not importing any oil at all. Any type of oil goods. Yeah, our death wave's getting cleaned up slowly but surely. Buildings are slowly starting to rebuild. Man, commercial got hit hard. Like, it's commercial that's all these empty spots. Because they had no shoppers, so they went out of business. Yep. All these empty spots, all commercial. Look at that. So it's going to be a while before we have any commercial demand in the city. Why aren't they using this one? I almost wonder if we don't need like one around the back and one around that side. Because I just don't get why they would use just that one. I mean, a couple trucks are using this one, but not many. It would seem like the front half would want to use that one, the back half would want to use that one. Oh my God, look at this. I do love this roundabout interchange, though. Traffic flows... Oh, I got messed up somehow. Traffic flows so nicely through these. Because they go to the inside lane to exit on the highway, and so the outside lanes pretty much stay clear for the oncoming traffic, except for obviously there, where we see cars just despawning because they're sick of waiting in traffic. It's a pretty cool little design, though. The only thing is, if they don't remember that they need to go that way, you will sometimes see them going all the way at the roundabout and then going off, and that clogs up the roundabout quite a bit. It looks like the amount of trucks trying to export is slowly decreasing, or maybe that's just wishful thinking. Hydrate! You just push the despawn button. I'm sick of being in traffic. This area is killing our traffic, though. The main problem is I've basically created a big, giant cul-de-sac right here, so I do need to connect these two up somehow. But I want to maintain my grid over here for utilities. So let's draw that in. Roundabouts, oh God, roundabouts the answer for everything. Do a curved road there, and then I'll do curved road there. That would hopefully alleviate some of that. That also makes it not a cul-de-sac anymore because it has now two ways. Because this was basically just one big cul-de-sac because it only had one major road feeding it. So now they can kind of go a couple. Oh my God, and look at them go. Well, look at him go. Holy crap. We've got a few trucks using this one, but I just don't get why it's not more evenly balanced. Probably because there's so much just raw oil going to this one. We really could use another train maybe up here. Like, build it up and off. That'd be a little tricky to get that in. Like, I'd have to branch off where this branches off, come down and turn. Doable though. Let's do that. Let's add one more train depot here. We'll just have a short little run there. Ooh, this is getting dangerously close to where it's going to do icky things with the terrain. I put it right towards the edge here because they come in this side and exit that side. Alright, so we need water for this guy. Just outside of where the water reaches. And then we need train tracks. And we need this one to come off enough for a whole train to fit, which is about there. We need that one to go there. This to merge in. And then we've just got to make this look decent. So let's see if I can't replicate this. Do that. I'm going to cheat a little bit. How far away is that? About there. I'm going to give me this as a reference. Make this connection. And then I'm going to delete that and that. And then I'm going to use this with my curved road tool. And just make a more gentle, so it comes off and then around a gentle corner there. And then splits off into those two, and hopefully that will be a little more appealing to some of these pumps down here. It takes it a while for them to realize it's there. Like, if they've already started their route to go to this one, they're going to stick to it. But hopefully that'll pull some of that traffic off of that other one. Let's tidy up my terrain here just a bit. You talk about primes and non-primes. Do you use that mod that, oh, what's it called? The not the realistic population mod, but the one that does like the times, so that people go to work at certain times and go home at certain times. I have a lot of public transport, but I was up to 85, 87%, but this area, this is killing me. All these trucks wanting to export are absolutely killing me. Welcome back, Ron. And we don't even have enough exports happening still. I almost wonder if I shouldn't just build a cargo airport out here. I would keep the rail, but build a cargo airport. Just cargo. It's easy enough to do. I don't ever use nuclear power because I don't want to deal with the risk of a meltdown. Well, they just don't like this one at all. We go in there, come out here, so it's definitely set up right. You would think these trucks that are going to go to the highway would want to go there. Plus, nuclear uses so much water. I mean, granted, solar does too. These big solar boys use an awful lot. Alright, so we need some city services out here, believe it or not. We need fire coverage. That covers almost all of it. That covers a lot of it. I don't really have a good place in the middle that this will fit. Yeah, there's really not a good place. I guess I could go here and that. Yeah, that's pretty good. That'll work. So we need fire coverage out here, just in case a fire starts. And then we also need police coverage out here to keep crime from occurring. I put that there, and then the last thing we need is some death care, because people will die while they're at work, sadly. Put one there and one up here, and that covers it mostly. And then the last thing I want to do out here is go in and create just a, first of all, I want to clean up this industry area now that we know where it actually is. I'm going to pause for a minute because I'm going to get rid of a lot of it around the edges. And it may remove some buildings from being inside the industry area. Okay. Try to find the roads, which is really difficult to do against this black backdrop. Get rid of the one that, or grab the one that draws, not erases. It's really hard to see what I'm doing here with the roads being black on black like this. Let's go ahead and include this cargo area just so they know, hey, that's yours. I don't think the game works that way, but if it helps, then so be it. And that way, thankfully these trucks are here and I can see where the road is because of them, but here, a bit more challenging. So we're just going to zoom in a bit. Oh, I colored outside the lines. Like nice clean lines. A little blob there on the side. Let's clean that up. Doesn't matter if you have nice clean lines. I just find it visually appealing. Oops. That road there kind of, actually that's fine because you know, I come out now. Across. And that should have it. And then I want to come in with a regular district, and thankfully this is a little easier to do. And go, not all of this, but most of it. I won't go all the way back or all the way to cargo. I'm messing up big time. There we go. Then we'll go right down here. Oops, messed up again. We'll clean that up in a minute. And swoop. Go here. And then go right here. Oh my god, it's almost 11:30. I started my stream late, so I'm going a little bit later than normal. And we're going to go in this and into our industry. make it oil specialization. Sadly, it does put the two really close to each other, but you can still get there. And then I am going to zone some of this, not all of it, for industry. Like, probably just do every other road. Hello, get that one. There you go. That way we're not creating a ton of extra trucks. Here I want my marquee. Probably not the best idea to have it along the collector, but oh well, it's done now. Can't take it back. I mean, I totally could, but not gonna. And then let's do some over here. Like so. And that'll just produce generic oil goods. Let's do some small ones right here. And some small ones right here. Actually, let's go back. That full 3. There we go. We have no industry need. Like none. Oh my gosh, we went from 67,000 people to 58,000. We still have a pretty big death wave happening. Are they just taking a long time to catch up with the dead people? Yeah, they're just taking a while to catch up. They'll get there. Also a huge underemployment crisis. So it's going to take a while for the city to rebound from my oopsie. Oh my god, this traffic. Let's help this area out a little bit. Traffic manager. I'm actually going to come up here on the roundabout. Because that should, yeah. For the most part, anyway, it did what I wanted to do. Why is this not working? Whoopsie. That node. There we go. Just want everybody to stick to their lanes here as they come out. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Why? Why? Why aren't you using the trains for that? Oh god, that makes me hurt a lot. I was afraid of that. I was really afraid that was gonna happen. Use the damn trains. Use all 3 of them, not just one. What is wrong with you people? What do you mean, you people? Like, seriously, why aren't they using the other 2? I just noticed these are different colors. These 2 are both yellow. That was green. I didn't know there were variations on those. And we still have a lot of places complaining not enough buyers for goods. Oof. Big, big oof. Well, we can try to remedy that somewhat with a couple of these big boys. Though I don't know where I'm going to fit a second one. I guess back here. Actually, I'm going to do a lot of these big boys. There we go. You're going to be petroleum. You're going to be petroleum. You're going to be plastics. And you're going to be plastics. These dudes hold a lot of goods. Once we get water to them. Well, they don't really seem to care that it didn't have water. They're going there anyway.
Every time.
A new YouTube subscriber. We're probably not even here, but hey, Michael has subscribed on YouTube. Or maybe Michael is here. I'm going to create a big traffic jam back here, but anything to get the trucks off the road and get them into these trucks. Because these trucks that come out of these dudes carry a lot more goods than these trucks. Like, a lot. Well, that's a medium warehouse. That's a medium warehouse. Show me one that... There we go. See, like, that's a little tiny truck. And it doesn't carry nearly as much as that truck. So it's better to have the bigger trucks on the road, if they're going to go on the road, than a huge number of the smaller trucks. Who is Emily? She's new? She's Emily the Awesome Bot. She's new. God, it's just a traffic nightmare. I may have to eventually, like, do some one-way things and make collector couplets. It's like I could do one way out, one way in, one way out, one way in, and then leave this two-way. And they'll just be collector couplets. Or this could function as a collector couplet because that all goes that way. So that all could go that way. We might have to do that. So I don't have room to make these collectors the big 4-lane roads unless I want to use the 4-lane 2U road, which I don't want to use. Eventually, I need to get a bus route that goes to here over to our train station. Where's our train station? There's our train station. Just to bring in workers from that part of town, you know, where there's currently everyone dying. This poor town. What's our airport up to? That's an all-time high. We have just passed 2 million passengers in this airport. 337 active flights, and I bet you a lot of it's cargo. I bet this is pretty jammed too, yeah. Because some of that is getting sent by rail over to here and then put on cargo planes. And then I also have warehouses over here for like zoned oil industry. Somewhere we've got plastics and metals and all of that. Like, yeah, pretty much everything. Yeah, there's plastics, there's petroleum. So they're even trying to fill these warehouses right now. There we go. Nice full train. Giving us some exports, which makes us money. They don't use this stand very often. Like, for some reason, the planes that come over here all want to go to this stand instead of going to that one. Like, this one has 7 active flights. That one has 2. That one has none. That one has 1. Ooh, there's one of our planes. Look at that big boy. Just brought in 208 passengers. No, it just boarded 208 passengers. It's huge. It's Vainglorious Airlines. Why a palm tree? I don't know, because I can't put my own logo in. I really hope somebody figures out how to do your own logo. I would love to have the Vainglorious logo on the back of the planes. There's our radar dish up there on top of the hill with a very winding road going up to it. How's our death wave coming? It's getting there. Not as much death. We've already come up 3,000 more people, so we're alright. We're alright. Got a huge demand for residential, but I don't want to zone it. Because if I'm not mistaken, we probably have a lot of... Actually, we don't have a lot of abandoned houses. What level are they upgraded to? It's because the residential is built back in, but hasn't upgraded yet. I'd like it to get back up to its 68,000 before I zone anymore at all.
Oh shit!
Ron, thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Or no, Ron. It is to Ron. MQ Bush. To Ron. 29 gifted subs in the channel from MQ Bush. I really do appreciate it. Meanwhile, the ore industry has it's missing 300 workers, but you could cheese that. That's an easy thing to. You come in here with the workers' barracks and just spam them. Like, again, I'll tear all this down once it gets fully upgraded. That should have added 100 or so workers as they fill up. Because each one of these holds 40. But we don't have a whole lot of workers to pull from. Though we've got 4% unemployment somehow. Because all this commercial and industry hasn't come back yet. A lot of voids. This is void. I haven't done anything with this yet. I decided I wanted to come out here and do this big oil industry first. Ooh. Since putting in these warehouses, not There's only 4 buildings now complaining. Only 3 complaining about not enough buyers for goods. Excellent. So warehouses solve the problem? Oh my god, these things are full. Why are you not sending out your trucks? You are, and you are. But you're not, and you're not. Why not? Why are you just sitting on all of that petroleum? Same thing there. They're not really exporting the petroleum. It's weird. That's very odd. Oh, I never built the plastics factory. Let's do that real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here. Plastics factory, plastics. That's the industrial steel. Household plastic factory. Where can we plop it down that it will function fairly well? Probably right over here, right next to the garbage and next to that storage. And they just take petroleum and plastics and make plastic products, which will get exported to the unique factory products building, which will then get sent out to commercial. I don't get why we're still importing so much. Well, we don't have any industry right now. Look at all that export. That is all export. That's crazy. For some reason, we're importing oil still, and I don't really get why we shouldn't be. So we always have 2 or 3 buildings that are saying not enough workers. And yeah, if we look, all their trucks are in use and they filled back up. So they probably tried to export on their own. Still don't understand why these 2 are not getting any love. Are the rails actually connected? We can test it and see. Just go with traffic manager, and if you're able to, yeah, they're all connected. Well, there one came out, so they're using somewhat down here, but not enough. Like this one is just so crowded. I wish there was a better way, like to assign a building, like you use this. That's some micromanagement, though. Yeah, I really don't understand why they're just using this one. Here, look, don't stop at that intersection. That's dumb. Just keep moving. There you go. Also, quit changing lanes right there. That's causing problems. Pick your lane back here. And here. It's not gonna let me. You go there, and you can go there or there. You can come around to there or there. That should help it flow a little bit better. We're still gonna get, yeah, idiots like that. They're just like, no, I'm gonna sneak in. I could also force them to stick to their lane down through here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Because they're just going to keep causing problems. I hate doing a lot of lane restrictions because that can actually backfire in the end. But for something like this, where it's my lane switchers causing my problems, kind of have to do it. There we go. And then if you want to get in the other lane past that, knock yourself out. But that should just make this lane here be the conga line for this. One other thing we can check are our speed limits. That's 45, this is 25. So they are having to slow down here. I can increase this. There's no reason to make them go slower. I can hold down shift and do the whole road. I'm a genius. There we go. There's no reason to make them slow down for here. But they always slow down here. I don't think you can change the speed limit in here. No, they just have to slow down to unload. But that's about the most I can do with traffic management. I mean, I could force them to stick in their lanes way back here, but then that could cause all kinds of unintended consequences. So I'm not going to. But for this, at least this is cleared up. This area is still a bit of a nightmare, and it's people wanting to turn left here, so it's because of this backup that this is a nightmare. Because these dudes can't get through, which caused the side streets to get backed up. This is still horrendous. And I think it's just going to stay horrendous. And this is still a nightmare. One thing I could probably do to speed this up is I think there's a traffic light. Does it ever stop these guys? Yeah, let's get rid of these traffic lights. We don't need them. I think they're time traffic lights too. No? Are they just regular traffic lights? Yep, just gonna get rid of them. They should be able to manage. And that'll speed that up a little bit. I don't get what's going on with this lane changing. But it shouldn't be happening, so let's make sure they know to... They've got a dedicated turn lane here. There we go. Anybody wanting to go straight on now, they're jumping out. Very few. There's still a few jumping in. But it should be okay. So the city's rebounding. Back up to 66,000 people. But we still have no demand for commercial or industrial. So we still have huge sections undeveloped that previously were developed. And it's probably hurting our land values some. No? Okay. Never mind. That's fine. Back here it's kind of hurting. But I don't think they ever had the best land value back here anyway. Strangely, these guys like we don't have enough goods to sell. I don't understand that. I also don't understand why all these trucks are coming down here. Oh, hey, look at that. This is clearing. I don't understand why all these trucks are coming down here when they can just ship by rail. We may need to expand this one to a double track as well, just to handle double the trains. Yeah, that's cleared up nicely. Getting rid of those traffic lights. Because they can manage, they can merge. They can figure it out. There's so little traffic coming out that there's no reason to have two sets of lights there. I said it's clearing and then it starts back up again. Oh well, we'll have to figure it out next time. Because I am gonna wrap it up for the night. Let's see who we're gonna raid. I have no idea who's even live right now. Let's go say hi to Yankee Eggs. He is playing some Satisfactory. I feel like I could chill with some Satisfactory play right now. I'm doing this on my laptop. Oh, no, I didn't mean to start a poll. I wanted to start a raid. There we go. And Yankee Ace, wha-bam! So, make sure you're following on Twitter if you're not already. That way you get announcements of all my live streams, videos, and other silliness that I post on Twitter. Come subscribe over on YouTube if you haven't already, and come hang out with us on the Vainglorious Discord server. There are your raid emotes. Whoops, I can't move my cursor over there. I went to copy paste some of myself. You can copy those whether you're a subscriber or not, and drop those on Yankee Ace's channel when we get over there. I'll be back live tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central Time. I don't know with what. The Astroneer break, though, will be ending for at least 1 week. Next week, I've been asked to be a guest in somebody else's stream at the same time I'm live. And they're doing Astroneer. So I'm just going to stream my perspective of it. But they're doing a special event next Friday night, so we're going to be there for that. So I will see you guys tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Let's go say hi to Yankee Ace. Have a great night, everybody.